Namaste students, I am Professor Dr. Beena Diwan, Director Faculty of Land Governance from Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University. Today's our session is Arbitration, Conciliation and Alternative Dispute Settlement. Today we will discuss about the background and object of Arbitration and Conciliation Act 1996. So, shall we start? The custom to solve disputes by way of arbitration and conciliation is being of allowed from the past disputes were solved in villages either at Chopal or by negotiation of prestigious people before the beginning of formal administration of justice, arbitration and conciliation, where the major source of administration of justice, Chief Justice Sir Robert Raymond has also said that arbitration is good method of solving dispute by a selected person with the mutual consent of both the parties to a dispute in which such selected person act as judge. इस तरीके से प्राचीन समय में जो डिस्प्यूट्स होते थे उनको सॉल्व किया जाता था. With the time panchayat were created and a group of 5 persons started providing justice. Later, this system was called arbitration, जिसको ही अभी arbitration का नाम दिया जाता है. Regulation of various provinces, that is regulation of Bengal, Chennai and Mumbai had the place for the system. The Bengal regulation of 1793 AD provided a system of referring the dispute with the consent of the parties to the arbitrator or adjudicator. Thereafter, Civil Procedure Code 1859 and Arbitration Act 1899 provided for the appointment of arbitrator. The Bengal Regulation of 1822 provided power to arbitrate to the revenue courts also. Slowly, with time, the system of arbitration kept on increasing. In 1940, Arbitration Act was enacted by, it was applied equally throughout India. Slowly, उस वक्त इतना फास्ट नहीं था ये. Thus, this act was also criticized and its defect start showing. इस जो ये एक्ट था इसकी काफ़ी क्रिटिसाइज किया गया और इसमें काफ़ी जो डिफेक्ट्स थे वो सामने दिखने लगे. इसीलिए ये एक्ट रिप्लेस हुआ और इसकी जगह आर्बिट्रेशन एंड कॉन्सिलेशन एक्ट 1996 आया. अब क्या डिफेक्ट्स थे इस 1940 आर्बिट्रेशन एंड कॉन्सिलेशन एक्ट में, पहले हम इस बात पर डिस्कस करेंगे. तो राइट डाउन वन बाय वन defect of Arbitration and Conciliation Act 1940. Okay, as there was increase in the area of business trade, so has been increase in scope of arbitrator. when international trade started increasing the Arbitration Act of 1940. Is it clear? 1940 started losing its importance. Why? Because this act had no provision regarding international commercial disputes. There were similar other defects in the act, और बहुत सारे इसी तरह के डिफेक्ट इस एक्ट के अंदर थे, लाइक oral arbitration agreement. Oral arbitration agreement means Act of 1940 contained provision that an arbitration agreement could be oral. Second defect, there was no provision in this act for the enforcement of foreign award. Clear? There was no provision regarding conciliation. Conciliation से related कोई provision इस act के अंदर नहीं दिए गए थे. Under this act, arbitration award could be filed only in that court which has the jurisdiction to hear the dispute subject matter as a suit. Clear? The definition of arbitration agreement was neither clear or not complete. ना तो क्लियर थी इसमें आर्बिट्रेशन एग्रीमेंट की डेफिनेशन और ना ही कंप्लीट थी. दिस एक्ट प्रोवाइडेड फॉर टेकिंग परमिशन बिफोर रेफरिंग द डिस्प्यूट टू द आर्बिट्रेटर even if there is no suit pending regarding that subject matter. This act provided for the appointment of umpire. This act empowered the courts only to withdraw the authority of the arbitrator. Next deficiency in 1940 Act, the arbitrator did not have the power to pass interim order under this act. Clear? The position of arbitrator could be determined only the agreement between the parties. There was no provision in the act regarding the language of the arbitration proceeding. क्या arbitration proceeding की लैंग्वेज रहेगी ये भी इसके अंदर क्लियर नहीं था. There was no provision in this act regarding oral hearing. इससे रिलेटेड कोई प्रोविजन इसके अंदर नहीं था. There was no provision in the act regarding for asking the court to issue an order for the protection of documents. According to the provision of the act, award was required to be presented before the court to obtain a decree. वो भी डेफिशिएंसी थी इस एक्ट के अंदर. नेक्स्ट राइट डाउन, एनी क्लेरिकल or mathematical mistakes in a award could be rectified only by the court, not by the arbitrator. This act had the provision to declare the award invalid on the basis of other grounds also, as it is shown from the word used or otherwise invalid. The provision of this act provided for the amendment of the arbitration award by the court. ये भी deficiency थी इसके अंदर. This act laid down detailed provision regarding jurisdiction of the court. The Act of 1940 did not have any provision regarding foreign awards. This act did not provide statutory recognition of conciliation. ये भी इस एक्ट की डेफिशिएंसी थी. So, Act of 1940 had various defects, and because of these defects, the act was repeated to enact a new act, Arbitration and Conciliation Act 1996. इसीलिए ये हटा और इसका अमेंडमेंट हुआ और इसकी जगह आर्बिट्रेशन एंड कॉन्सिलेशन एक्ट 1996 आया. लेकिन अक्सर एग्जाम में पूछा जाता है कि व्हाट आर द डेफिशिएंसी ऑफ आर्बिट्रेशन एंड कॉन्सिलेशन एक्ट 1940. सो आपको जानना जरूरी था. ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ न्यू एक्ट, आई मीन टू से आर्बिट्रेशन एंड कॉन्सिलेशन एक्ट 1996. तो व्हाट आर द मेन ऑब्जेक्ट्स behind the enactment of Arbitration and Conciliation Act 1996? Following objects, write down. Number 1, to include international commercial arbitration, जो कि डेफिशिएंसी थी 1940 में. क्लियर? To determine such procedure for arbitration proceeding which is fast, easy एंड जस्टिफिएबल. ये भी आपको पता लग गया. टू गिव अवार्ड बाय आर्बिट्रेटर, इसके अलावा आर्बिट्रेटर के द्वारा जो दिया जाता था जस्टिस, वो किस रूप में आया? अवार्ड के रूप में. क्लियर? तो टू गिव अवार्ड बाय आर्बिट्रेटर सो दैट अवार्ड सीम्स टू बी प्रोवाइडेड इंडिपेंडेंटली एंड विदाउट बायस. और जो अवार्ड दिया जाता था वो इंडिपेंडेंटली दिया जाता था, बायस होकर नहीं दिया जाता था. To determine the jurisdiction of arbitration tribunal and to determine the tribunal acts within its limit and jurisdiction. Clear? कोई डाउट यहाँ तक? पूछ सकते हो आप. To decide supervisory role of courts in arbitration proceedings. Clear? ये सब हम पढ़ रहे हैं. Objects of Arbitration and Conciliation Act 1996. To encourage alternate remedies like arbitrator and conciliation to solve the disputes. Decide the nature of decree of the word and enforce it accordingly. Conciliation to be recognized like arbitration. जैसे आर्बिट्रेशन रिकॉग्नाइज हो चुका था, उसी तरह इस एक्ट के आने के बाद कॉन्सिलेशन भी रिकॉग्नाइज हो गया. मतलब इस प्रोसीडिंग में भी लोग जाने लग गए. इनेक्ट प्रोविजन रिलेट्स टू इंफॉर्मेशन या एनफोर्समेंट ऑफ फॉरेन अवार्ड. इसके अलावा जो फॉरेन अवार्ड है उसके एनफोर्समेंट भी होने लगा. क्लियर? कोई डाउट यहाँ तक किसी को भी? इफ यू हैव एनी डाउट यू कैन आस्क इमीडिएटली. क्लियर? सो आगे चले. Now, Act tried to remove the defects of the old Act. ये तो इसके ऑब्जेक्ट्स थे. अब इस न्यू एक्ट ने उस जो 1940 एक्ट ओल्ड एक्ट था उसमें जो डेफिशिएंसियाँ थी उनको क्या 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 और कैसे रिमूव किया. इन 1996 आर्बिट्रेशन कॉन्सिलेशन एक्ट ट्राइड टू रिमूव द डिफेक्ट्स ऑफ द आर्बिट्रेशन एंड आर्बिट्रेशन एक्ट 1940. क्लियर? सो राइट डाउन. नंबर 1, to finish the system of oral arbitration agreement and make such agreement to be compulsorily written. Clear? Second, to remove the binding of filing an arbitration award. That court which has the jurisdiction to hear the disputed subject matter as a suit. Clear? Arbitration agreement has been defined completely and clearly. Now, it is required that any court can be asked to refer any dispute to the arbitrator when that particular dispute is pending before it. Next, sees the system of appointment of umpire. Next, now the parties to a dispute were provided the right to withdraw the authority of the arbitrator. Clear? Arbitrator was provided the jurisdiction to issue interim order. Tribunal was empowered to change the place for arbitration. ट्रिब्यूनल को ये एम्पावर्ड था कि वो प्लेस जो है आर्बिट्रेशन का उसको चेंज कर सकती थी. Sufficient provisions were laid down regarding the language of arbitration proceeding, जो डेफिशिएंसी थी 1940 में. Oral hearing was allowed. On award being final, it was recognized similar to decree. अवार्ड जो था वो फाइनल होता था और ये बिल्कुल उसी की तरह होता था जैसे डिक्री होती थी, कोर्ट की डिक्री होती थी. ग्राउंड्स ऑफ अबेटमेंट ऑफ अवार्ड वर डिटरमाइंड. फॉरेन अवार्ड्स वर अलाउड टू बी एनफोर्स्ड. इंटरनेशनल कॉमर्शियल arbitrator was provided a place. Alternative remedies like conciliation was encouraged. इसको भी उतना ही encourage किया गया. So an attempt has been made to enact a new act as a complete one, but it is still on. It is clearly later, if it shows practical defects, there shall be possible of amendment. So I hope you all have understood what are the deficiency of Arbitration Act 1940 and what are the object of Arbitration and Conciliation Act 1996. It is very important topic for the examination point of view. So many questions you will find in examination hall. What are the main object of Arbitration and Conciliation Act 1996? What are the main deficiencies of Arbitration Act 1940? So many questions asked in examination hall. If you have any query, if you have any doubt regarding this topic, you can ask me. Thank you so much.